Hi, Tim here.
Hi, Tim. It's Rowan from Silver Tiger Media. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Very well indeed, thank you, mate. It's a pleasure to speak with you. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, good to speak with you too.
Thank you, mate. Look, congratulations on Fading West. Absolutely terrific work.
Oh, appreciate it.
Indeed. 39,000 units for the first week in the US, debuting at number 6 on the Billboard 200. Were you surprised?
I'm always surprised. I've been surprised since I graduated high school, that I can play music and call it a career. It's very surprising and just a gift that I don't take lightly.
Oh, indeed. And look, we wouldn't see it any other way, really. Can I ask you, what's the album all about? Is there a central theme?
If I was to put the core theme of that journey of Fading West into one song, it would be Love Alone Is Worth the Fight, which is the first song on the record.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of became a theme as we were making the record, thinking about, what is worth it? Whatever it is that you're doing in life, what is the drive and what makes that all worth it? And coming to the conclusion that love alone is worth that.
Absolutely beautifully put, and it really comes across in that track too, wonderfully. In 2012 and 2013, there was a bit of posting on social media about the track listing subject to change. Did it take a lot of discussion to get the tracks exactly where you were happy?
Yeah, that's definitely always a puzzle piece, and a big part of the creative process is trying to tell a story, not just within one song, but within a collection of songs, and find that that flow, where there's tension and release, and you feel like at the end of the listen that you've been taken on a journey and you've arrived at a new place.
Indeed, and it does flow so well. 9 albums since 1997 and a massive following. When did you realise that you, John and Chad were onto something special? Do you remember a point where you had that realisation?
Gosh, that's a hard thing to quantify. I think it felt special all along, I think even back to when we were recording our first album, I was still in high school and taking time out of school to fly to different parts of the country to record the record. And, that was on a very small scale in those days, on a small indie label. But to me, it just felt massive,
Indeed,
I was in high school,
it would.
and I was getting to play music and record and go to a studio and try new things. And so I think we had simple expectations. We kind of never took it for granted. And so from day one, it felt like we had something special, whether that meant that we would sell 10 copies or 10 million copies. It felt important to us.
Indeed. And you still graduated, yay, Tim.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Indeed. Do you remember what brought you to music?
My brother and I discovered music at a really early age. Both our parents are musical, and so I remember playing music with my brother. I don't remember a time when I wasn't playing music with my brother.
Oh,
it's just always been a part of our lives.
Wonderful. Following mainstream success, would you say that your music still retains its spiritual focus?
Yeah, I think, with every album, we take a look at kind of, we almost break up the band and look at each other and decide to form a new one, and what's the motive, what's the drive, and it's, we continually come back to what are the songs that are important to us and that we want to be singing for the next 10 years or for the rest of our lives,
Yeah.
And I think that that continual kind of circling back to why we play music and why these songs are important to us has been a good compass for us as we make changes and go through life to to be drawn back. And sometimes the songs are what draw us back, because we have written songs that are wrestling with the important questions of life. Why are we here? What's our purpose? To be singing those songs night after night, we're singing them to ourselves as much as to anyone else. And I think that's a good compass as well.
Indeed. What a beautiful turn of phrase, singing them to yourselves as well as the crowd. That's brilliant. Is there any one track from Fading West that's really special for you personally?
There's that's always the toughest question, Which one of your kids is your favorite? I think there's it really is a collection of favorites for me. One that I really enjoy playing every night is a song called BA55.
Yep.
That musically really has a heartbeat to it, from a drum and bass perspective that is really kind of mesmerizing.
Indeed, the percussive qualities are absolutely brilliant and shine through on that track wonderfully.
Thanks.
You have an impressive collection of film and TV score inclusions. Do you ever sit down to watch TV or a movie and end up genuinely surprised by an appearance of your songs?
Yeah, that's happened quite a bit. A lot of times we won't even know that our song is going to be on TV. And I don't watch a lot of TV, so it typically doesn't happen while I'm watching it. It'll be a phone call that I get from a friend that says, "Hey, your song was on the TV." Or we've actually been used in a lot of sports the last few years here in the States, and that is something that we watch a lot. And that's always fun to be watching a game and hear our song come on.
Absolutely, indeed. Including the footy show over here in Australia. We've got an inclusion there for you as well. We thought we'd surprise you with that.
Yeah. We got to do a taping on the footy show a few years back. That was quite the honor.
Indeed. Tim, I've got to ask you, how special was it for you and John to perform at the 2010 Boy Scouts of America National Jamboree?
It was surreal. I don't think we realized what an honor it was to be asked to perform. It's quite a big deal within the Boy Scouts, and that everyone from the president was there to all sorts of celebrities and dignitaries flying in and speaking from stage. And it's quite the production, and I think we would all say it's probably the most bizarre crowd we've ever played for, because
of course,
not only was it a large crowd, but also everyone is wearing the exact same uniform and very, very well behaved and structured and organized. It was a bizarre experience, but definitely an honor.
Indeed. Look, I've got to mention your benevolent efforts. They're really astounding. I've really got to ask, is that your way of giving back to the community, or something you would have always done anyway with the opportunity?
I think we're on the journey, and we're just kind of growing as we go along, and trying to let the songs that we sing inform how we live. And a lot of the songs are about seeing the world how it is now and the way we wish it was, and trying to be part of that change. And so I think the songs inform us to some degree of getting involved. But then I think some of the things we get involved with inspire new songs. And it's this kind of continual looping of, trying to allow us to be grown by the journey that we're on. Indeed.
And you have such a direct impact, it couldn't help but be inspiring for your musical work, particularly with the underprivileged kids, I must say. Look, to take you back a little while, Dark Horses was obviously a masterpiece, for want of a better term. I've always wanted to confirm the meaning behind the track. Can you enlighten me on that?
Yeah, it was actually inspired by a group of homeless kids in our community here in San Diego. An organization called Stand Up for Kids that we've worked with quite a bit through our local charity event called the Bro-Am.
Yes.
And it is kind of the realization that these kids are the dark horses, the underdogs. I don't know if you have the term dark horses in Australia, but in the States, that's the horse that isn't expected to win, but could win it all, you know. And so these kids, you know, no one's expecting very much from them. They have everything going against them, and yet they have this hope and this relentless commitment to life, and they're not giving up. And we were just so inspired by the fire and drive in these kids, and wanted to write a song about it.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you very much for that. That's tremendous. While we're talking about the Bro-Am, are you all still surfing?
Yeah, I surfed this morning.
Oh, brilliant. It's the one opportunity I missed in LA was unfortunately getting down to San Diego to enjoy some of your local breaks, but never mind.
It's been a really good winter for us. It's winter over here right now. And,
of course.
It's been pretty consistent all winter long.
Oh, brilliant. And that alone must inspire a few tracks as well, I would imagine.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have the pleasure of your company here for 2 massive shows in Sydney and Melbourne at the end of March. I've got to ask, what can we expect from a show? Well,
we treat every night as special, and we make a different set list every night. But then even from there, we oftentimes abandon the set list and take an entirely different direction once we get on stage. We really feed off of the energy of the crowd and let that dictate the flow of the evening. And that's something that I enjoy, you know, that every night anything could happen. And rather than trying to duplicate what happened last night, let's look at tonight and what makes tonight special. And we've always had great shows in Australia. I think the crowds are unique in that they really show up with a fire in them. And so, we're excited to see what new possibilities arise.
Oh, wonderful. I can assure you there's no shortage of enthusiasm for your visit.
Oh, thanks.
So, is there any particular part of visiting down under here that you like?
Well, I think it's the combination of it being almost familiar coming from California. There's a familiarity that, you know, built around the coastal lifestyle, and the weather's similar to ours in California for a lot of the country. But then also feeling exotic because there's such diversity in the terrain and the different parts of Australia and the wildlife, and so it feels like if you were to take our hometown of San Diego and place it in an entirely different country. That's what it is.
Indeed. I've often been told that San Diego and Melbourne are very, very, very similar.
Yeah, I would say Melbourne and Seattle are a little more similar, and San Diego and Sydney are a little more similar.
Yeah, that makes absolute sense.
San Diego doesn't get the rain that Melbourne does. But
yeah, indeed. And look, there's one question. I could talk to you all day, Tim. Unfortunately, time flies. But I have one very, very important question that I'm sure any discerning music lover and appreciator of your group would want to hear. Have you had the chance to surf Bells Beach?
No, we never have, and it's a crying shame. We've never had enough time in our schedule to make the drive down there.
Well, perhaps this time, if you get time,
one of these days we have to.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah,
we short delay there. Look, you hit us up, and we'll drive you down there if you get time.
Yeah, we'd love to make that happen. We've had a chance to surf Snapper and a lot of the other main spots, but never Bells.
Oh, we've got to make that happen for you. Look, thank you very much again for your time, Tim. It's a pleasure to speak with you. We can't wait to see you at the end of March. It's going to be enormous. We'll look forward to seeing you then.
Okay, thanks. Great talking to you. Have a great day.
You too. Travel safe, my friend.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.